Okay. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not, but Rashad, can you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can hear you. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, y'all. I have a guest, Rashad. He is going to be giving some insight as to what it's like having a parent that's incarcerated. You can go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know whether or not it was your mother or your father that was incarcerated.
Okay, so my name is Rashad, and I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. And my mother and my father has been incarcerated. My father is serving life in 60 years, and my mother just went in and out over little petty things.
Okay. Okay. Let me see. Y'all can see me. Okay. They can see me now. Okay. So, were you raised by both of your parents together?
So no, for the first 5 years, I want to say I was raised by both of them together. Then my dad was arrested in 1995,
Mm-hmm.
and he's been in prison since. So I lived with my mother for a couple years after then, and then she ended up having a drug addiction, which led her back and forth to jail. So I was raised by my grandmother, actually, my mother's mother.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how did that affect you? I guess having both of your parents that were incarcerated.
Um, it took a very big toll. For the simple fact is, I couldn't relate to what a lot of other kids in the neighborhood, or at least to what I thought. I couldn't relate to them because I didn't have my mother and father. Like, I couldn't go home to my mother and father. I couldn't say I went this place with my mother and father. I couldn't say my mother and father bought me this. It was always my grandmother this, my grandmother that. I didn't have my father in the house to show me everything that I needed to see in order to become a man. And as for positive male influences, um, I could say that I rarely had that also. Um, I have uncles, I have older cousins, but um, a lot of them were in the street or back and forth to jail themselves. So it was me looking at the women, seeing how they held things down, and seeing how much of a positive influence they were, and how they were able to raise their children and nephews, how they all came together to make sure no one went without. So it affected me in a very strong way, not having my father. Even until this day, um, like, me and him speak, and of course we uh, call each other father and son. But if the day come to where though he was to actually get out, I wouldn't know how I would feel.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Okay. So,
Yeah.
normally we have women on and not really men. So, with not having a mother as a male, how do you deal with not having like a mother? You have your grandmother, but that's still, not your mother. Nobody can really take the place of your mother.
Mhm.
So, since you didn't have your father, for male role model, what about your mother? Like, how did that affect you?
So my mother was kind of in and out, and out of all of my siblings, I was the favorite. So um, when she did come around, um, I felt as though I had all her love. So when she was around, things were great. But when she, was gone, like, I really felt some kind of way, because I started to feel maybe as if me and my siblings were burdens on my grandmother, because it was ultimately not my grandmother's job to raise us. It was my mother's. So I held a resentment towards my
Right.
mother because I felt as though she made a decision that ultimately was what she wanted to do instead of what she should have been doing.
Right. Okay. Okay. So does that have any effect on your relationship with women or with females? Have it had any effect on that?
No, not at all. It's like, to me, I look at a lot of the bad things that I've came across in my life and try to make good out of them. So because I didn't have my mother, I really show sympathy to children that was in the same position. I really try to help out, my aunts, my sisters, to try and make sure that it'll never be um, like that, the same situation that we all went through growing up. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't really see it affecting uh, my relationship with women.
Okay. Okay. Miss Amy said, what was their charges? Do you care to share their charges? I know you said your mother had petty charges, but do you care
Oh
to share
yeah,
your
I can
mother or
tell
your
you. So
father's charges?
my mother charges were mainly like possession of like narcotics. Um, Maybe it was a theft. I'm not sure because it was so long ago. Now my father uh, has a rack of gun charges, uh, stemming back to the 80s, attempt murder. Uh, he got loaded with charges. And in fact, it's
Oh
him
wow.
and my
Did
uncle, his
either
brother, um, that both have life sentences plus like 60 to 80 years. Um, my father is a lifer here in Maryland, and the state of Maryland sent my
Mhm.
uncle to Washington State.
Okay. Okay. Now, did either of your parents suffer from drug addiction or any type of mental health issues?
So my mother suffered from drug addiction. My dad didn't. Um, I think my mother suffered from being bipolar. Um, I'm not sure
Hmm.
if it was anything else because like it's so hard to try and get things out of people, especially when you may believe that they have mental issues. They may not want to confess to it, that they're going through this or they're feeling this kind of way. But just off of my experience and seeing her mood swing and how she can go from 0 to 100 real quick,
Hmm.
um, I would most definitely say she suffered from being bipolar.
Okay. Okay. Now, it's yourself. How many other siblings do you have?
Um, I have one, two, I have five. It's five of us from my mother, and I have another little sister from my father. So I have five siblings
Okay.
altogether, not including me.
Okay. All right. So, with that being said, did you or any of your siblings on either side have y'all like followed in the footsteps of your mother and your father? Like, have you ever, gotten into any trouble, whether it was like as a juvenile or as an adult, or have your siblings?
So my older sister, she had like a little traffic run in um, with the officers. Me, when I was a teen, I got into a fight and was sent to a juvenile detention center for a day. Um, my little sisters, they've been pretty good, and My little brother is about 13 right now, so he's not at that stage yet.
Oh, wow, you got small siblings. Wow. So,
Yes, my older sister.
with your is your mother incarcerated right now, or is she out?
No, actually, I lost her in 2016 to a heart attack.
Oh, okay. My
Yeah,
condolences. I'm sorry. Did y'all have a relationship before she transitioned?
I did for the past, I want to say 9 years before she passed. She was clean, so she's gotten herself together. She had my little brother. She was doing everything she should have been doing at that point. So it
Gotcha.
was just kind of like a shocker for it to actually happen. But uh, we all did have that relationship. And what was more important to me was after she had my little brother, for her to be there for him. So it wasn't so much as
Right.
me, because I've had my time with my mother. I wanted her to right her wrongs with him.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Now, who raised him? Do you raise him, or does your grandmother raise him?
So actually, my grandmother passed too, but right now he's with my older sister, and on the weekends, if I'm in town,
Mm-hmm.
he comes over to my house.
Okay, well, that's good. So, how's the relationship between you and your siblings? At least the ones that's by your mother, considering that y'all lost your mother. How's the relationship, or how was your relationship growing up with your mother being incarcerated? I know you said you was like the favorite, but like, did y'all
So,
get along? Did y'all get to go visit your parents?
so I won't say, I won't say that we necessarily got along. It's always little petty stuff that siblings go through. But my older sister, after my grandmother died, my older sister was the one that stepped up and raised us, um, from 12, from me being 12 up to 18 when I
Mm-hmm.
left. Um, so me and her pretty much had a hand in, raising our little sisters and my um, little brother after my mother died. But we all pretty much, we're close. We get together. We all text every day, make sure we all are okay. We still have our little arguments, but everything is good. Like, we, do family trips, have dinners. We try to put ourselves in a position to be better because we know how we grew up, and we don't want to feel as
Okay.
though we don't want to feel as though we're ever going without again, or um, not do better for our nieces and nephews.
Right. So, do you look at your older sister like, I guess, kind of like as a mother figure, considering that she, helped
Mm-mm.
raise you and your siblings? Do you have like that kind of respect for her as if she's a mother figure? You said no.
No. Mm-mm. I have the respect for her because she's my sister. So even growing up, uh, I
Okay.
never looked at her like that. And because all of us had strong personalities, uh, we always clashed. So even today, when she tried to step up and try to play mother to all of us, like, hey, look, I'm grown. So no, that's what we.
Mm. Gotcha. Okay. I think you went out for a second. Okay, I can see you
Yeah,
now.
I'm not. All right.
All right. So, have you, or do you go on visitation with your father?
So Since he's been moved closer, I have went on visitation, but now what they're doing in Maryland is they're not allowing you to come into the prison now. They're doing video visits, and they have something. Um,
Hmm.
they have an app now where um, the inmates have tablets and they can video call you. They can send video messages and stuff like that. So it's pretty much still as if COVID is going on here. They're not allowing you to come in.
Right. Okay. Um, do you take care of him or assist him financially?
Yes. So he will let me know if he need anything like shoes or maybe like outfits, or if he need commissary or money on the phone. I try to make sure he has some. I try to do some things when I can.
Okay. Pink says, does he have, I think I don't know if she's referring to you or your parent. I know we answered your parent, but do you or your siblings, do y'all suffer from any like type of addiction or mental health issues at all?
Um, I think most of my siblings smoke weed, but that's about it. I don't. I don't smoke or drink.
Okay. Let me see. Make sure I answer what is in here. Smoke, drink. Okay. So the uncle that went to prison and got sentenced when your father got sentenced, does that uncle have any children?
He had two stepkids that he was raising as his own.
Do y'all still have a relationship with them?
Yeah, I still talk to him here and there. Well, the daughter, not the son, because the son is in and out of prison. Um, his daughter, I actually just spoke to her about 2 days ago.
Okay. Okay. Good. Just trying to make sure. Yeah. All right. So sorry, I'm going through the comments, make sure I got all the questions out of the way. Um, Now, as far as when you're from up top, like it's so common for our parents to be incarcerated. That is not nothing out of the normal for our peers. But as far as your peers go, did any of your friends like ever question where your parents were? Like, why did you live with your grandmother? How did that work for you?
Um, I can't really remember people asking. Maybe my friends from the neighborhood, a lot of them normally saw my grandmother, but it was never a question as to why you don't live with your mother or why you don't live with your father. But I'm the type person that even growing up, I would have just said none of your business. So,
Right.
um,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
that was never an issue. That was never an issue. Um, when I got to around high school age, that's when a lot of me and my friends actually used to talk about our parents. And one of my best friends, um, I've known her for about 15 years now. And her mother, me and her often have conversations about her mother and the things that she's going through. And they've seen what I went through with my mother. So a lot of us actually compared notes
Mhm.
on what we can do to what we could or could have done to help our parents, or um, just anything we can do to actually help them, because in the end it's like regardless if they're using drugs or they have mental issues or they're going back and forth to jail,
Mhm.
they're not going to stop until they're ready. So it's only so
Exactly.
much we can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely agree with that. That's a self situation that they have to be ready for. I do agree. Okay. So is there anything else that you would like for them to know about your, experience having both of your parents incarcerated? Any advice for anybody who may have, especially like a teenager or adolescent growing up that have incarcerated parents?
So the advice that I would give is always try to find the good and the negative, and try to put you try to put yourself in your parents' shoes. It may be things that happened to them in life that led them to make certain decisions. So I wouldn't really hold it against
Mhm.
them, um, because everyone fights a battle. Some people battle is harder than others, and sometimes people just don't know um, what to do, so they keep making the same mistakes. Um, Regardless of your age, um, you may always still need guidance. You may need an outlet to speak to, and us as a people, specifically blacks, we aren't open to our emotions and letting people know when we need help
Mhm.
and when we're suffering, because we don't want to be a burden, or we don't want to be looked at as like being crazy. So if you have someone that's going through this, or maybe someone that's in prison, um, regardless, regardless if you think that okay, because they keep going back, they may like it. Maybe you should spark up a conversation and be like, "Hey, what is it that you're going through that is making you keep making these decisions and going back?" Um, I know, for instance, like my father, um, he had a rough time growing up with his mother and father. His father was killed when he was little, so um, there's a lot of pressure and built up hurt that a lot of people can be going through. So always just give the benefit of the doubt
True.
and lend your listening ear, because sometimes that's what someone may need to help them get better.
Right, right. I definitely agree with that. And I just thought of one more question before I let you go. Do you
Okay.
resent or did you resent at any point in time your mother or your father?
I did. More so when I was younger, because like I said, everyone else, mother and father, was around, or at least to my knowledge, like I would think that other people's parents were around. So I would think that okay, I'm the odd one because my mother wasn't there, my father wasn't there. Um, they weren't there to, buy me real nice things for Christmas, and I didn't have the freshest clothes and things like that. So yeah, it was a lot of resentment. But as I got older, I started to put myself into their shoes and be like, okay, where's the hurt coming from? Like, what led you to the decisions that you made to end up in the situation that you in? And
Right.
I looked at my mother life, I looked at my father life, and I'm like, okay, I understand. And I guess we were kind of just a sacrifice to um, everything in their life. Like things just happened, and we were there. So it was nothing we can do to help them not make the decision. And
Right.
yeah, so I don't really feel that way now. I'm just glad that I do have the relationship with them in spite of everything. I don't have my mother anymore. Um, I still speak to my dad when he calls, and I'm just grateful for that. So
Definitely. Well, I'll say this. You definitely have a forgiving heart because that resentment, I'm not as forgiving. Like, I mean, of course I forgive my father for not being there, but to have both of your parents, and having to go through that, and your grandmother raised you. Um, but I mean, it seems like she did a good job. You seem like you turned out well. So definitely proud of you for that. Um, and luckily, you had your sister to step in and take over and do the job that a mother could have been doing. But
Could have been
I
doing.
don't have any more questions. Chat doesn't have any more questions, but I definitely appreciate you coming on here, especially as a man, a black man, because a lot of the times I think a lot of black men be reluctant to come on because they haven't been given a space to express themselves. So I definitely thank you for coming on and being a guest tonight and giving everybody some insight as to what your experience was like.
No problem, no problem. And I really just I want to urge everybody just to reach out and be that listening ear to them, and to really stress to your children that in spite of everything that might be going on in society,
Mhm.
that you won't give up on them, and ask them to never give up on you. Y'all help each other.
Right, definitely.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I do
Well, I
thank
appreciate.
you. I do thank you for bringing me on, and I'm looking. I'm looking for the next video. I'm looking for you to drop the next video.
I got you. Friday at 1 o'clock. No, I think I'm doing one Friday morning at 5 o'clock. I normally don't do 5 o'clocks, but I'm gonna do one Friday at 5 o'clock, another one at 1, and then Saturday at 8.
All
And I
right, bet.
appreciate you for following me too.
Okay, no
All
problem.
right.
All right, bye.
All right. Good night. Okay, let me make sure everybody is still in the chat because I got a few church announcements. Let's see. Um, I'm about to drop the link in the chat, Pink. So we could go over these announcements real quick. Let me see. I'm coming, y'all. I'm coming. I gotta get this link down here. All right, Pink, I need you to hit that link. Let me see. Amy. I did. She messaged me, I messaged her back, and now I'm just waiting for her to respond with the date that I gave her, if that's a date that works for her. Where'd this lady go? Oh, hold on 1 second, y'all. Okay, y'all. So the church announcements that I have is earlier on TikTok, for whatever reason, they canceled my live, and I cannot go back on live until February the 14th. And on February the 14th, y'all know I ain't even gonna be thinking about getting on a live. So if y'all don't follow my backup page on TT, I encourage y'all to go follow me there, just in case they take my whole page from me completely. And let me put it in the chat right now so y'all can know what my backup page is. For those who don't already follow me there. PD. Okay, so that's my backup page for TT. I'll be going live there from now on until, like I said, February the 14th, which I probably won't even be getting on February the 14th. And if I do, it's not going to be until later on that evening. That's the first one. The second one is Pink and I decided to start doing Love Connection, a little matchmaking that we're going to be doing from the Pretty and Pink page on YouTube. But of course, we're going to gather our people from TikTok to come over to YouTube so that we can do 8 people up there at a time. So we're gonna try to take it back to the old Love Connection, if y'all remember that show from a while back, so where everybody's camera is off until the person decides who they want to take out on a date or who they want to get to know. So if y'all want, a little boo thing, a little, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever, make sure y'all join us on the live so we can put y'all down so y'all can come on over to YT and be on Love Connection with us. No, Shantisha, not too bad. You already got a man. But yeah, TT is definitely on some hating stuff. I don't even understand. I don't know what's going on. Y'all know Pink she's taking her break right now, but she's still going to be looking for females to interview that was previously incarcerated or the parents of females that were incarcerated. On my platform right now, I think March, I'm going to do anybody that was a victim of domestic violence. So, hey, Tina. So if you were the victim of domestic violence or if you was the abuser, even if you was the abuser, y'all can come on live with me so we can talk about it. We're going to do all the relationship stuff off the Pretty and Pink page, which is also the page we're going to be doing the Love Connection, the matchmaking. I really think I'm really good at this matchmaking thing. I think I can hook y'all up. The single ones. Don't be coming over here trying to get no side piece because I don't break up happy homes. Let me see what else. The tentative date for the credit repair class is going to be March the 4th. That date shouldn't change, but the advertisement for it will be out soon. And I said 15. I may do more than 15. I may not. It just depends on how many people bombard me at one time. But the tentative date for that is going to be March the 4th. I think that's all of my church announcements. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. Pink, am I forgetting anything? She can't get on here with me right now, so. Shantisha, what y'all gonna have dreams about? And listen, we already got one person. No, we got 2 people. That's gonna be on Love Connection. But one of them, he said he want a sugar mama. He was on live with us earlier, so he got some BS going on with him. So I know y'all gonna rip him up, but we gonna have to question him, shake his pockets down, and see what he got. Chris, really? But yeah, March the 4th is the tentative date for that. Oh yeah, girl, I ain't breaking up no happy home. We'll have a dream real quick about who's cheating. I know I better not find out that Pink doing nothing even in my dreams. But that's all I have for y'all. Let me see, Pink, what you saying? Tina, I can't wait to get him up there on this panel so we can question him because recovering poly here. So I'm gonna pick him apart before I give him to somebody to be his daggone sugar mama. Yeah. But that's all that I have, y'all. Make sure y'all follow me on my backup page because that is where I'm going to be doing my lives at from now on. I only had a total of 9 people in there today, and that is not okay. So I need all of y'all on the live so we can start getting this Love Connection going. Yeah. Oh yeah, Chris, recovering one. I don't live that lifestyle no more. Pink done came and cleaned that up. But thank y'all for joining me on live tonight. I think I have another one on Thursday to check and see and make sure y'all know how this goes. Some people show up, some people don't show up, but I will post it if I have another live on Thursday, which I'm supposed to, but those are the dates. And I also have the date for the Mother's Day do-over for Mama Pink. Oh, let me tell y'all this. I'm acting like a real pastor tonight. Keep on saying I won't hold y'all long, but I keep on holding y'all. So, right, Chris, right. Amy, we're going to be right on that domestic show, honey. And I'm going to be the one in the cuffs, obviously, because I ain't having it. I am not having it. But, so dinner, anybody who want to come, I guess that Saturday to surprise her, if you wanted to meet Mama Pink, y'all are more than welcome to come. That is probably going to be the week end before Mother's Day, because I know Mother's Day weekend, everybody's going to be celebrating with their family or being celebrated. Right now, I'm trying to do the hotel room, have it decorated for her for the weekend. We're going to do dinner. Like I said, I'll put my P.O. box back up so y'all can send her cards or gift cards, or if y'all want to send something to Cash App for her. Just make sure y'all put in the description or what it's for, Mama Pink, so those funds won't get mixed up with any other funds. Toria, I am in Florida, but the Mother's Day do-over will be in Georgia. That will be in Georgia. Yeah. Okay, but thank y'all for joining me tonight for live. I'll see y'all hopefully next Thursday. Might jump back on TT Live tonight. I'm not sure, just to see how many people is paying attention to come over there instead of coming to my regular page since I can't get over there. Tina, they're in Columbus. I don't know whether or not Pink is gonna want to have it in Columbus. I would assume so. But yeah, more than likely it's gonna be in Columbus. We shall see. Y'all have a good night.